Star Wars 7 by 7 episode 2776. There's been about 80 minutes of time spent in the current space of the Book of Boba Fett, and before we get to the season finale, I thought I would run down those 80 minutes for you so that way you are fully prepared for whatever is about to happen in this finale. Punch it! Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod and this is Star Wars 7 by 7, your daily dose of Star Wars joy, and thank you so much for joining me for it. So here's the prequel, if you will, for the events of the Book of Boba Fett. So Boba Fett and Fennec Shand break into Jabba's palace, shoot up a whole bunch of the guards that are there, steal Boba Fett's spaceship, go off and find Boba's armor and help the Mandalorian get back Grogu from Moff Gideon. Then they head back to Tatooine and finish the job, killing Bib Fortuna as he sits on the throne. So as we begin the current timeline for the Book of Boba Fett, basically every person who's been working for Bib Fortuna is either dead or has run away, with the exception of 2 Gamorrean guards who are taken into Boba's service. From then on, Boba starts collecting tributes, except from this one rascally person, the mayor, who sends his major domo to give advice as a tribute, which obviously doesn't go over well. So Boba and Fennec and the Gamorrean guards head to town where they meet Madame Garsa Whip and get their tribute from her. And once they leave the place, they are assaulted by the assassins of the Night Wind. Boba manages to escape with the help of the Gamorrean guards and is brought back to his Bacta tank to heal. Meanwhile, Fennec is able to capture one of those guards, or one of those assassins, and bring him back to Jabba's palace, where they drop him in the Rancor pit to get him to talk about who sent him. And of course, there's no Rancor there, but the captured assassin of the Night Wind doesn't know that, so he says, "The mayor sent me, the mayor sent me." So Boba and Fennec and the guards take this assassin to town so that they can deal with the mayor, and they meet the mayor, and the mayor says, "Oh, I didn't send him. I serve at your pleasure, bwahaha. And these guys aren't even supposed to be operating out of hut space." So blam! They kill the Nightwind assassin and pay Boba for bringing him in. Then the mayor makes some sly comment about, "Oh, you should be asking yourself who sent the Nightwind assassins, because it wasn't me, and they're not supposed to be operating outside of hut space, so wink wink nudge nudge, go talk to Madame Garsa. Maybe she'll tell you what I could tell you myself, but I'm not gonna." And so Boba and Fennec go to Madame Garsa. Madame Garsa says, "Oh, you haven't heard? The twins, the twin huts, have laid claim to Jabba's bequest." As if there was an actual bequest. There was some argument about Jabba's will and who was getting the spoils of Jabba's criminal empire after his death. That's from the whole Aftermath novels by Chuck Wendig, but neither here nor there to split hairs. It turns out that the Hutts have arrived on Tatooine and are in Mos Espa, and they have Black Chrysanthemum in tow. They're saying, "Hey, we're here to take over." Boba Fett says, "I don't care. I'm running the show." They say, "Sleep lightly, bounty hunter," and take off. Then they send Black Chrysanthemum to kill Boba Fett, but Boba is able to survive with the help of the Gamorrean guards and the mods, whom he has befriended at this point, because Stephen Root from Office Space said, "They're taking my water," and the mod said, "He's charging us too much for water," and Boba says, "Fine, I'll give you a job and you can have all the water you want." So the mods are like, "Hey, that's great, and we'll help fight this Wookiee off you." So they do. They drop him in the Rancor pit and keep him cold and cozy there for a while. The Hutts show up and they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, our bad. We don't want any bloodshed. We're gonna take off, and here, have a baby Rancor while you're at it." Of course, the Hutts are never just that generous, and it turns out that the Pike Syndicate is making a move on Mos Espa, and I guess the Hutts are like, "Yeah, we can't deal with the Pike Syndicate," so the Pikes are flooding Mos Espa. They are gathering soldiers and are going to make a big fuss for Boba and Fennec. And they try and get more information about it from the mayor, but the mayor is taken off and is on a quote-unquote scheduled vacation, according to the major domo. Major domo tries to scoot out of town too, but no such luck for him. He is captured. Boba tries to get the Trandoshans and the Aqualish and the Klatooinians to help him against the Pikes, but they're like, yeah, no, that doesn't work for us, but we'll stay out of the way. We'll at least do you that courtesy. So Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are going to have to hire the muscle instead, and they get Chrysanthemum to join up. And then, what a coincidence, and how lucky that the Mandalorian Din Djarin is actually on Tatooine right when they need him most. So Fennec goes to hire him, and he says, yeah, I'll be right back and I'll help you out. So Mando goes off and does his thing, and then he comes back during the briefing that Boba and Fennec are having about the Pikes gathering soldiers and them saying, yeah, we need our own foot soldiers. And Mando says, I got an idea about that. And then Mando takes off to Mos Pelgo, where it so happens that Cobb Vanth is already having trouble with the Pikes trying to take spice through his territory, and he's already dealt with a few of them. Mando shows up and says, hey, Cobb, let's get some of your people. They fight great. And Cobb's like, yeah, my people don't want to fight. So Mando takes off, and Cobb says, we should probably call a meeting to his Deputy Scott, the ill-fated Deputy Scott, who got a little too itchy with his trigger finger when Cad Bane showed up, threatening everybody and saying, let the Pikes run their spice through. This may or may not have had anything to do with Mando. It may have had to do with Cobb shooting the Pikes at the beginning of the episode 6, that is, of course. Then Cad Bane shoots Cobb Vanth, presumed alive, shoots Deputy Scott, presumed dead. A couple of Pike soldiers show up with a Camtono at Madame Garsa's and then leave without the Camtono, and a poor protocol droid is like, oh, you left your Camtono, blam, and then Madame Garsa's place is blown up. And that's where we're at going into tomorrow's season finale for the Book of Boba Fett. That's the rundown of about 80 minutes of current timeline storytelling here in one podcast for you. And that's going to do it for this episode of the show. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for joining me for it as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
7x7 is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited, or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2021 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.